Welcome back to Book Bingers. Thanks for joining us after this little break that we took. But we are back, and today we're talking about some of our favorite tropes.
Yes. I feel like a lot of times we talk about the things we hate.
Definitely.
Let's talk about the things we love.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of tropes. We had to narrow it down
So
that this episode wasn't 2 hours long.
There are so many tropes.
There's actually only a few I don't like.
Yeah.
I like most
That would be a
things.
short episode.
That would be a short episode. I like most things. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through some of our top favorite ones and then give you just a couple examples of books from each one.
Yeah.
Again, otherwise this would go on way
Forever.
too long.
Yeah. And when we're coming up with this list, actually, I feel like I'm like, oh, I love these so much, and then I can't think of any books that meet the bill.
Right. Like, one of my favorite tropes, I was like, why can't I think of any books from this trope?
Like, this is so embarrassing.
So, I'm excited to hear what your favorite books in each of these tropes are, because my mind went blank.
Yeah.
But I do love these tropes.
And as soon as we stop recording, 17 books will come in my brain, but it's fine. It's fine.
This is the danger of how much we read, though, is it's hard for me to remember.
Yeah.
Like,
it's
ones that stick out to me.
It's in and out. In and out.
In and out. Dum.
Loved it. Next. Yeah.
Okay, so let's start with, I think, most people's favorite trope.
It's the classic.
It's the classic. It's the one that most people will say is their favorite. It's not my number one favorite, but it's up there. And it's enemies to lovers. Everybody loves it. I've never met someone that doesn't like enemies to lovers.
Yeah, there's just something about it.
What is wrong with you if you don't like enemies to lovers? What are you reading, bro?
But also, would we want this trope in real life?
No!
Do you know what I mean?
To be fair, most of the stuff I read in real life, I would cringe so hard if it happened.
Yeah.
Also, I don't want anyone, being mean to me.
No.
That's not hot to me. The asshole trope is not hot to me, but in a book it is.
Love it.
But if a guy was a dick to me in real life, I'd be like, fuck off. But in this scenario,
sign me up.
Sign me up. The more they hate each other in the beginning, the better.
Which is why you're top in this category.
Listen, this is going to come as no surprise to anybody that has ever listened to our podcast. I've said it before, I've said it again. Do you really like enemies to lovers? Do you? Let's test that theory with Zodiac Academy.
Yeah.
It is the ultimate bully romance.
That's the benchmark.
If you don't want that, but you're like, I want them to pretend to hate each other, but not really hate each other, let me recommend Fourth Wing.
Yeah, please. Please see Fourth Wing.
Enemies
to Lovers is a very popular fantasy trope.
Correct.
And I think that that's why a lot of us lean into it, because even now I'm starting Spark of the Everflame.
Yeah.
And that feels very enemies to lovers, grumpy, and there's just something about it. There's something about
knowing that if they just know each other, that they're not going to be enemies
and there's something
anymore.
about the man is the grumpy enemy, and just getting a peek behind that shell, cracking it open, seeing a little bit of the cinnamon
and interesting
roll
because
inside.
Spark of the Everflame, she fucking hates him, and he's like, why do you hate me, bro?
He seems like he's been nice to her the whole time.
He's like, I feel like you're doing a lot of things wrong, and I'm trying to give you the benefit of the doubt.
I need to finish it today because
listen, we're gonna have to do an entire podcast on this book because I haven't been as obsessed with this book since ACOTAR. It's
you said that this is a really good series, and I can see it now. A good series to recommend for people who
are in their ACOTAR depression, and you're like, I want to still live in that zone.
And it's on Kindle Unlimited.
Speaking of ACOTAR, I wouldn't say that Rhys and Feyre are enemies to lovers, but in book 1, you feel like they might be.
Absolutely, that's how it's set up.
Another enemies to lovers book that I don't think a lot of people talk about is Bride by Allie Hazelwood. I mean, total enemies, mortal enemy. They shouldn't even.
And she's convinced that he hates her.
Correct.
Hates her, and she smells awful.
Yeah, all the things.
In every snippet that you see from him, you're like, but does he?
I think he likes the way you smell, girlfriend.
Are you sure?
I think he's very much attracted to your smell.
Yeah.
It's a good one. That's a really quick, fun read.
Oh, absolutely.
I love a world where we bring back vampires and shifters.
I honestly think that would be a great one for book club too.
listen.
A good, like,
I have been
Halloween.
thinking about my September one being that, because I know we just did Twilight, so I wanted to give some time in between our vampire vibe, but it could be a good September, October one.
Absolutely.
Okay, another popular trope. Friends to lovers. Now, you either love or hate this trope.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it so much. I love seeing books where they were like friends when they were like younger, but then maybe one of them went off to college and it's been a minute since they've seen each other and they're like, ooh, you've grown up.
That, or it's like an unrequited love and the other one had no idea and has been in relationships.
But from his point of view, he just thought he wasn't good enough for her. Yeah. She deserves someone that has their life together.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden he has this glow up. Mm-hmm. The glasses come off.
Yeah.
You know?
There's one that I read way back in the day, and I think I made you read it, called Frigid. It's actually by Jennifer L. Armentrout, but she went by a different name. Jay Lynn, I think is what she was going by at that time. And it's just the cutest, like, college friends, like, that have loved each other for so long, and then they get stuck in a
huge
snowstorm where everyone was supposed to come to the cabin. They're the only ones that made it there, and
the power goes out, the heat goes out. They have to
share
use each other's. There's not even a bed. They have to make a bed and use each other's body heat.
It gives me all the feels.
You're blushing again. Just bring it up. That's how much she likes Friends to Lovers.
I also in a more adult version of that, He's Not My Type by Megan Quinn. May be my favorite romance book of all time. It is spicy, like 5 chili pepper spicy.
It's a hockey romance.
Oh, God.
And it is.
Woo!
Oh, you gotta watch out for those strong silent types.
He's just like every little cinnamon roll you've ever wanted until you get him in the bedroom.
All bets are off.
They actually share a bed. This could also be a fantastic one-bed trope.
Absolutely.
They have to share a bed.
Because he stabs the air mattress to pop it.
Yeah, he breaks the bed. And he gets hurt, and so she's like, has to stay in the bed, take care of him.
There's something about, do I have a caretaker kink? I don't know.
I know. I'm really into like the nanny thing too. Like, what is wrong with me? Thank God my kids are older and we don't need a nanny.
You want to know what's wrong with people? Just ask them what their favorite book tropes are.
No, for real. What you read?
Yeah.
This is just, I can't scream this book enough. I feel like we absolutely have to do this for the book club. Megan Quinn is queen of every book trope. She does them all, and she does them all well.
So well. Oh, God.
This one really turns me red. This one, I can't even talk about the love scenes. They're so good. And it's called He's Not My Type because the main girl is like, oh, he's too nice. He's too nice. Like, he's such a nice guy.
Not my type.
He's just, I tend to go for the bad boys. He's not my type. Girl! He's a bad boy in a different way.
He sure is.
Another one is
Love in Other Words by Christina Lauren. Ask me about anything that happens. Don't know. But I will tell you, I know it's Friends to Lovers, and I know I gave it 5 stars. Okay? That's where we were at making this list.
Fair. Another one we're going to throw in there is Powerless.
Yeah, by Elsie Silver, Powerless.
Powerless by Elsie Silver. Yes, not to be confused with
Lauren Roberts. Yes.
Very, very different books. Now, this is a kind of hockey meets cowboy romance.
Yeah, it's set in the like cowboy realm, but he's a professional hockey player. She's a dancer.
She's a dancer.
Like
a ballet dancer.
And they have been friends forever.
And like almost more than friends because he's considered part of like an adopted brother almost in this like group of family, and she's one of the cousins. So they kind of grew up together.
Family.
Like
it's borderline incestuous.
Yes. They're in no way related in any way, shape, or form. He's a famous hockey player. She's like a kind of semi-famous ballerina.
Yeah.
They're destined for each other. Yeah. She almost makes a big mistake on her wedding day.
And he's there
to be like, let's blow this popsicle stand.
He's her knight in shining armor.
Yeah, he saves her. He's like, you don't want to marry that douche? Let's go. Let's go.
And he, like, never acts on
again,
his feelings.
One bad trope in this.
Yeah.
Like, there's some good stuff in this one.
Yeah.
Some heavy stuff in this one. Mm-hmm. We also have A Long Time Coming by Megan Quinn. But this is a totally different series. This is like a billionaire series.
Yes. And they have been friends since college. And he has loved her forever, but will not, like...
He doesn't want to ruin the friendship.
Yeah. He won't attest to the fact that he had feelings. He had feelings right out the gate, and he never acted on them. And then he was like, "Okay,
now it's too late." And they're like, lock it down. They have like a lot of nerd things in common, and I love that so much. That's a good one. There's a lot in this category I could have put. We had to tone it down.
Absolutely.
Another one that I'm obsessed with is the like my brother's best friend, or AKA my best friend's little sister. Those two
I'll even
versions.
take my best friend's brother.
Yeah.
Any of those combinations where it's like, yes,
forbidden romances.
Like you can never look at my sister.
Yeah, don't you dare.
Don't you dare.
Like those ones, I love it.
I mean, we could put it. No, what we didn't even put on here is from the Agitators, Penny.
Oh, absolutely.
Penny
yes.
Eli.
Penny and Eli, another great one. Can you hear my cats losing their mind right now?
They also love this trope.
They love this trope.
Yeah.
I love this a lot. Wild Love by Elsie Siver is a great one. And this is one where it's his best friend / neighbor.
Yeah.
His little sister.
Yeah.
And he's always been protective of her, even when she was in high school. There was an age difference, so he knew it was inappropriate to date her.
But he still has always cared
always
about
there
her.
for her. Was always been there for her. And now Miss Little Thing is all grown
her diary.
up. Saved her diary. Even after she got so mad, she threw it out the window. He went back for days until he found it.
Get out of here.
Stop!
Get out of here.
Like, we love a protective boy until the girl is a grown woman.
Yeah.
This did it for me. Mm-hmm. He also is a billionaire.
Sure is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That doesn't hurt.
No.
It doesn't hurt.
No. It's in the plus column.
Done and Dusted by Lila Sage. This is a cowboy romance. This is another great one where he not only is he not supposed to be with his best friend, but the dad is like, don't fuck around with my daughter.
Yeah.
She's off limits.
Yeah.
But she doesn't want to be off limits. She wants all those limits.
And he can't help himself.
He can't help himself. They're cute. I like them a lot. And wow, okay, I'm realizing a lot of these are like sports ones.
Yeah, the
right move.
Yeah, so this is the second one in the Liz Tomford I don't even
Mile
know
High. I don't know what the series is called.
And she is best friends with the FMC from Mile High.
Correct.
And she ends up moving in with her best friend's brother. And Ryan Shea is one of the top tier book boyfriends of all time.
Top tier.
And so you got the forced proximity in there.
Correct.
You got the best friend's brother.
You got the basketball love story happening.
Yep.
You know what's funny is I never thought I'd be into sports romances, but here I am.
Yeah. You know what? A lot of these things have like they're all billionaires and millionaires, and so like that is just like a natural thing for like the athletes.
Correct.
And then I think because it's an athlete, you just assume that their body is
in prime,
honed.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Sure.
So that never hurts.
Because
and they always travel, and I feel like there's a lot of like phone scenes.
Correct.
And one of my favorite like micro tropes is text messaging in books.
Or like an email or a text, like
I love when you see the little bubbles.
I love it so much.
Yeah, and I love that we have gotten to that point, even in movies too, when we can have like text messages pop up on the screen. Yeah. I just feel like it's such a great way to move the plot forward.
Correct.
Because we will say things over text message that we would never say in person.
Like, okay, so Elsie Siver and Megan Quinn do a really good job of that because every chapter with Elsie Siver starts with like text happening between someone, but Megan Quinn's are way more involved, and they're like them giving each other shit.
Let me tell you,
planning the plot of what's going to happen.
In the newest Megan Quinn book, the group chats
I bet they're hilarious.
Are some of the best in the series.
I love. Yes. That's like a micro plot that I'm obsessed with.
Absolutely.
Or emails where they'll like sign off as like some thing that you like. Wild Love does that. Like,
so that's where you get the boss assistant thing.
Yes. I have a thing for that. Okay, another trope: fake dating. Why do I love this one?
I'm still waiting for people to give us some legitimate fake dating stories. We asked you,
does anybody fake date in real life? And now I'm convinced that no one does, because everyone was like, no, like there was no.
No, but I want to know too.
I want to know too. Like, okay, so none of us know anyone that's ever fake dated.
We need to find these people.
I need to find, like, are you too embarrassed to admit it? Because I get it. But, like, I would also love to see if someone did fake date and it actually worked out for you.
I know.
I'm dying to know. Like, would you ever, okay, I know we're married women, so stupid question, but would you ever fake date? Because I totally would.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because obviously I would probably really like this guy. Yeah. And he's like, I want to make so-and-so jealous. I'd be like, okay.
Yeah. I mean, if I can plot it all out that it's like, this person I've been lusting after that like needs me to come in and help.
I just feel like it has to happen where someone's like trying to make someone else jealous and they use someone, but I guarantee it never works out. I guarantee that girl ends up getting hurt every time. Or the guy. I mean, girls do it all the time too. Like, I want to make him jealous. Hey, best friend that I haven't noticed the whole time. Yeah. It's gotta happen somewhere.
Please.
Anyways, fake dating books that we love. Yeah. I know we keep talking about Megan Quinn.
Bridesmaid for Hire.
Bridesmaid for Hire. This is not part of the series that we normally talk about. No. We normally talk about the agitators or the billionaires. This is like its own book. And it's so good. It's one of the best. Yeah. Like, now this is a vacation book.
This has a spin-off character from like her Almond Bay series.
Yeah.
But then in the second book that comes out, it's going to have JP from the Billionaire series. I know.
This to me is a vacation read.
Absolutely. They're in Bora Bora.
It's so good. And they really have to fake date, and they have to share a hotel suite. It's got the one bed. It's got the forced proximity. Banter off the charts.
She wakes up on top of him every morning. Like, this is maybe one of my best one bed tropes. Yeah. Because the way she wakes up. My another favorite micro trope that I have is the first time that they have to, like, they're in a one bed situation and all of a sudden they wake up the next morning and it's like, I had the best sleep of my life.
Yes. And they're like cuddled together.
Yeah, it's just something about
it. But this book, they are not cuddled together. Her face is always somewhere inappropriate. That
in the lower register.
She wakes up like that every day. He wakes up like that every day with her face down there. Yes. She's like, God, why do I keep doing that?
It's so funny.
This is also an enemies to lovers.
Yeah.
Yes. It's got everything in it. And it's also got the best friend's brother.
Yes.
This has got all of it.
Yes.
This has got all of it.
All the tropes.
I'm telling you.
That's why we loved it.
Okay. Another one, Funny Story by Emily Henry.
Yeah, that was great.
I mean, classic fake dating.
Yeah.
It's like the best fake dating. It's so good. This is what I want for my fake dates.
I love when they're fake dating and they actually they're like, well, we need to go practice and go out on real dates.
Like, okay, like when we're in public, you have to like, we have to look like we love each other. Like you have to sit on my lap and kiss me and whatever. But in this one, it's
always like a contract and it's like, it's never going to go past this.
X, Y, and Z. Oh my God, another one is Not Silas. So Me Cute.
Oh, Not So Me Cute. And Silas and Ollie in Agitators.
Yes. Okay, so many fake dating tropes that are so good. What I loved about Funny Story is they start off like, they're not enemies, but they also don't like each other. They're just trying to get back at the people that hurt them. And so it slow burn evolves into it. Yeah. That's why I like this one's different than the other ones where clearly one of them already likes each other.
Yeah.
They
don't.
But love it. I don't know if this is fake dating. If you've read Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez, they both have a curse where, like, whenever they break up with someone, that person then goes on to find their soulmate. And so they're like, what if we just date each other, and then when we break up, we'll each find our soulmates?
Yeah.
But they don't really, I mean, they really are
dating.
but it's based on the idea that they're going to break up
Yeah.
for the next person they want to be with.
I have it on the list with an asterisk because
I honestly don't know what trope to put that under.
It's trope adjacent.
Yeah, it's trope. I wouldn't know what trope to put that in.
No.
Anything from that book.
No.
Moving on to my favorite trope of all time.
One bed.
One bed. Like, baby. I could put so many things in. Most of the fake dating and forced proximities have a one bed in them.
As they should.
As they should. Listen, I think
how are we going to make anything happen?
Every trope should have a one bed. If you don't have a court of mist and fury,
if there is not rolling up to the inn, rolling up to the hotel, and they only have one room left, or you booked two, but they only had one,
or you booked two beds, but all they had is the king. Like, you know, like, I need it to happen. Now, even better if there's no heat and it's cold. Then I'm done. Then I'm done. If you don't have a court of mist and fury on this category, who are you?
Pinnacle.
It is the number one. It is so good. It's
the moment.
It's the moment everything changes.
Yes.
It's the moment everything changes. If you haven't read ACOTAR...
Look it, I have goosebumps.
I know. If you haven't read ACOTAR, please.
This is embarrassing.
What are you doing with yourself? It's embarrassing at this point that you haven't jumped on it.
Yeah.
It's
not embarrassing to have goosebumps.
You know what is embarrassing, though? That, like, my mom has read these books. And, like, she wants to talk about them. And I'm like, please, let's not talk about it.
My mom's starting Frost and Starlight, so I have a little bit...
My mom said Silver Flames.
I have a little bit of a buffer before I have to think about her reading Silver Flames.
My mom named her cat Nesta. She's on Silver Flames. It's going to get weird.
To be fair...
It's going to get weird.
Both of our moms read through Iron Flame.
I know. I'm like, please don't talk to me about the throne scene or the shower scene.
Okay. So we can live with that. We can live with that.
Okay. What's another one bed that you love?
Bridesmaid for Hire. We already talked about.
I mean,
Paradise Problem by Christina Lauren.
So good. Oh, bye microphone. I got too excited.
I'm so sorry.
So sorry. Paradise Problem.
Paradise Problem by Christina Lauren. And this one, it's a little bit of, I guess you could say fake dating because they're being, they have to pretend they are married.
Correct.
But they have not been living as a married couple.
Correct.
But now they have to pretend.
Yeah.
That they are married. And so they're in, again, this is a perfect vacation read.
Perfect vacation. Even the cover gives perfect vacation.
Oh, yeah. They're in a bungalow over the water in a private island. Like, oh, please.
It's all the vibes you want if you're going on a tropical vacation.
And it's, you know, the shower that has no door and the bathroom with no door. And it is just for all to see.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
Reckless by Elsie Silver. Now... This one was so great. This is another good one bed. You know what I love? When they eat in their bed and watch TV. Why does that get me? Like before they are like,
do you eat in your bed and watch TV?
Hell yeah. Do you not?
So that's why.
It feels so relatable to me. Especially in a hotel. Yeah. Right?
Oh,
because
absolutely.
like where else are you going to eat?
Correct.
And I love the sharing of food that happens. But this is another one of those ones where you don't want to be sharing a bed, but like you have to. And in this particular one, he's hurt, and so she has to like massage stuff into his body. I can't.
It's always he's hurt. You know what I mean?
It's always the guy being hurt. You know.
Yeah. And
which
you have to.
We love.
Again, the caretaker. What's wrong with me?
I know. Well, it's the nurse in you.
Woo!
It's the nurse in you.
Ooh, it's real bad.
My God.
Real bad.
Okay, now one more trope. It was hard to...
I don't even know if this is a trope or it's just, I feel like it's a common thread and it's a book that I will read every time.
It's gotta be a trope, right? A billionaire.
A billionaire romance.
I mean, listen, 50 Shades of Grey really kicked off the billionaire romance in a way that, like, I think that might have been the first billionaire romance I had ever read. Now, listen, that's not on our list because it's not that great of a book. But it did change things in what I was reading.
It opened up
a different world.
Yeah.
So, just to get Megan Quinn out of the way.
Yeah. The Kane Brothers series.
The whole series.
Yeah.
Just read it. Just do yourself a favor and read it. The first one is a play on Pretty Woman. The second one is a play on When Harry Met Sally. And the third one is a play on My Best Friend's Wedding. Yeah. So they're all great. They're all billionaires and they're hot.
They are. Yeah.
Okay, what you got?
you're going to talk about a different series by this author.
Yeah.
But Anna Huang, her Kings of Sin series.
Clearly she just likes billionaires.
Yeah, she loves billionaires. And I freaking love that series. It's not even completed yet, but they're all so fucking rich.
I feel like that's the better version because Twisted Love series is like in this category as well. And you either love it or you hate it. Yeah. Or you're indifferent to it. There were a few that I really liked and a few that I was like, they're fine.
Yeah, these have all been
top tier.
I don't know. There's just something about like a man who will just take his private jet.
Correct. For like dinner. You're like, I'm just going to fly you to some other place.
Or I'm just going to fly in your favorite sushi from New York and you're in California. Like,
There's nothing that makes me happier than when they're like, it's a date, but I'm not going to tell you where, but be ready. I'm going to pick you up at 5 a.m. And then they like fly to another country.
Or like a billionaire romance where there's fake dating and he like gets her address
and he just it happens to know her perfect size, all of that.
The perfect color, the whole.
It doesn't have to be altered at all. It looks fantastic. But that not only does he get her the dress, he gets her the shoes, he gets her the accessories. He brings someone in to do her hair and makeup. Like it's like it's everything you want.
Yeah,
but no one has the money to do that.
No, but
you're like, oh, I'm going at like where are we going? It's like this charity ball, but we have to take my helicopter to get there. We arrive in style.
It's the 0.1%.
It's the way how I always wanted to go to a masquerade ball that was in like a big, science museum or something like the Met Gala. Yes, like some big thing. Yeah. And it's because
if you were with one of these billionaires, you could probably go to the Met Gala.
Well, I'm not with one of these billionaires. I'm with Corey.
Oh, well.
Who is out there watching our children swim in a pool right
now. Corey will go to one of these book balls with you.
He did.
His masquerade.
He did. It's true. We did. He went as, I don't know, no one, to Starfall, but we're going to a few balls. He'll be going with me to San Francisco to the Yule Ball, and I was like, are you going to dress as Lucius Malfoy? Because he's got the cane.
That would actually, wow.
But yeah,
only if you get him.
But he could be Ron in like Aunt Tessie's like dressing robe.
Stop. You look like my great Aunt Tessie.
My great Aunt Tessie.
You smell like my great Aunt Tessie.
I think it would be fantastic. I can't wait to see how that goes.
No, it's going to be great. Stay tuned for that update. Stay tuned for that. My God. And then the last series that I have on here is by Lauren Asher. And this is a newer series.
Hey, didn't she also do the billionaire terms and conditions? Was that her too? That's another billionaire one too.
Yeah, and I didn't like the first one, but I liked the other two in that series. But Love Redesigned and Love Unwritten. Love Unwritten just came out. Love Redesigned. It takes place in I want to say Colorado. On this like lake, and there's all these like billionaire properties. Yeah. And the first one is like a enemies to lovers, friends to lovers. They've known each other forever, been like academic rivals type deal. And then this one that just came out, he's a single dad. His son's 9, and she's the nanny.
I love a nanny trope.
So, yeah, and she's also like a supremely talented songwriter.
Yeah, they always have multiple talents. Yeah. As someone who has 0 talents, it's kind of frustrating.
And it's nice in both of these, like the women have careers such that they could stand on their own without the men's money.
Sure, yeah.
And so you're almost just like, yeah, fuck you. And you're... When we get to the third act breakup, you're like, she's going to be fine.
She'll be fine. Let it be known... I'm happy to not have a career and let the billionaire take care of me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, you want me to just show up in the dresses you buy for me?
Done.
I will be your arm candy.
Done.
No problem.
Done.
I guarantee in real life I would be the book girl that's like, why don't you like, he was just fucking around with her until he found the one he wanted. Like, she'd go to events with him, and she really loves him. Yeah. But she's like, what the hell? Like, I thought we were something. I'd be that side piece that the main character is like, I hate her.
The quirky side character.
Yeah. But she's like, oh. In if you will, 50 Shades of Grey, I'd be the girl that's like sneaking in and it's like, I just love you, please. Please be with me.
The deranged one?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Like, why don't you love me anymore? I did everything you wanted.
Oh, God.
Anyways, those are a few tropes. Now, I could go on for forced proximity. Like, I could go on forever. But those are the ones I tend to read the most.
Those are my top faves, yeah.
Turns out if you are a cowboy, you're probably rich as well.
A professional athlete or a billionaire, I'm probably going to like you.
Turns out you're for me.
Yep, that's it.
Yep.
So if you have any recommendations for us in that category, like, please send them our way.
Or if you have wings.
Oh, yeah. Done. You got a wingspan? Sign me up.
Sign me up.
But also, Reese is basically a billionaire. Do you know what I mean? Like, he has unlimited funds.
Yeah.
Unlimited.
Yeah. But yet he's still like, here, wear my mom's dresses.
That are made from, like, diamonds. Like,
diamonds.
please.
It's fine. To the stars.
Here, go to the Weaver's cottage and go get
your own ring.
Fine. It's fine. He keeps her humble. You know what I mean?
Listen, yeah.
Makes her work for it.
I love him so much. I don't care what anybody says.
No.
I'm a Reese girl.
I will hear no Reese slander.
No Reese slander. That could have been his full name. Reese slander.
Yeah. That's like if you mixed Reese and Homelander.
Yeah. It's way better than Reese-land. Reese slander.
Reese slander.
Anyways, thanks for tuning in, and we will see you next week when we talk about something else. But I really want to know what tropes you love and what books you recommend.
If you know anyone that fake dated,
we need to know.
That's it.
We need to know.
That's really the main priority here.
Like, I'm every week. I'm not going to stop until someone
gives me a success story.
For real success story.
That's it.
Or terrible story. I just need to know that someone's done it.
I need the tea.
All right. See you next week.
Bye.